What up, this is July from Kickback Couture, and today I want to show you the top 3 ways, or the top 3 techniques I use to create melodies. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab a player just to show you visually what I'm doing outside of the piano roll. And I'm going to pick a scale. Let's go with D minor, and this way we can see the scale. The first thing I want to show you though is harmonic minor. So that's going to sound like this. So what I'm doing is playing the 1 chord, which is the first note of the scale, D, and then playing the 7th. And a lot of beats are made that way. So if you don't want to use players or whatever, you prefer to play, then you can go ahead and do it like that. One thing I like to do rather than using the player is change the 3rd of the 2nd chord. So with the player on, scales and chords, didn't mean to do that. This is the 1 chord, and this is the 7. So what I like to do is change this F into an E. And in doing that, I get this sound. So you can make an entire beat using that 1 chord switch, that simple. And that'll give you like a Young Thug, Future, Money Man, even who else? You know, all the poppin' artists right now. And that's the harmonic minor scale. So let me record that in the piano roll to show you what that will look like. Cool. So I would actually delete this and play with a different ending, but I however like this 1-7 technique. So this is the first thing I use to get my melodies going with these chord changes. So the next thing I like to do is create a 4-note melody and then use gross beat. So let's go ahead and grab a good sound. We'll go with a stock sound, so reason sound, plucks and mallets, bells, and let's go with a sound that I know and love. Let's go ahead and pick this music box sound. Not sure what it sounds like, but we're gonna find out. Yeah, okay, cool, it's Europa. So I really like this sound. So what we're gonna do is create a 4-note melody based off the D minor scale we started with, and then use halftime in order to enhance the melody. So let's play something and see what we come up with. And let's play it with the chords. Let's make sure we can hear it. It is soloed. Not feeling that, so you just want to make sure that you experiment and see what you can get. So I like what I did the first half, so I'm just gonna get rid of this completely. Select them and delete them. I'm gonna duplicate these, pressing Command D. I'm gonna hit Command A to select both of them and hit Command J to connect the clips. Then I'm gonna hit Command A to select all and hit this equalization on the velocity and then drag it up to 127. Now the next step in this is adding halftime. You can use gross beat, you can use halftime by Cable Guys, you can use Shaper Box as well to get this effect. You can also use a looperator, and I believe you can do it with I believe you can do it with Effectrix. Now let's solo this to see what we're doing to the sound. I'm gonna leave it on 1 bar. And we can even bring up the band so we're not getting too low. So that's the second technique I use to create my melodies. And now we have this. The great start to a beat, right? Let's get our levels right. Filter. Don't want that being too high, interfering with the bells. Gonna cut the lows out on the music box sound. Now the next pattern that I use all the time, and you'll hear it when I'm making my beats on the spot in videos, or even when I'm going over trap beats that I made, is the 2-1 pattern. What the 2-1 pattern is using a chord structure and alternating between 2 notes and either the root note or the third. So what that looks like is either, this is what it sounds like first. It's either going to sound like this or it's going to sound like this. So it's up to you how you want to do it. It does not sound good if you try with the 5th. Might sound okay to you. It's best when used with the root or the third of the chord, which is the first or the second note. So in D minor, the first note would be D, the third note would be F, and the 5th note would be A. So we're going to alternate either with these 2 and this one as the 1, or with these 2 and this as the 1. So let me play that so you can see what it sounds like. So this is alternating between the root, 5th, and the 3rd as the 1. So the root and the 5th are the 2 and the 3rd is the 1. So this is the 2-1 pattern. Okay, so that's what it looks like in the piano roll. And what we can do is drop this so that it matches the chords that we're playing. And that is correct, all except for this. And this is what it sounds like. So that is the first way that we can do the 2-1 pattern. The second way we can do the 2-1 pattern is by alternating with the root. So that's gonna look like this. So you're gonna take that pattern, duplicate it if you don't want to play it. I can't move my hands that fast just yet. And then we're just gonna drop this down. As simple as that. Bring this one down 1 more semitone or 1 more interval, and we have our pattern. So let's go ahead and duplicate this 1 more time so it plays throughout. And this is the third technique, the 2-1 pattern I use to create melodies. So there are tons of techniques for creating melodies and getting your beat started. Just experiment, see what you like, and take note of what works for you. If you like this video, give it a like, comment, subscribe. Most definitely let me know what you would like to see next. It's all culture, kick back, and cook up. Real quick, I do want to mention that if you would like to learn more about creating these melodies, you should study Midi kits. And I do have my MIDI kit, Drenched by Design. If you don't have it, definitely check it out. I use a lot of these techniques in order to create these MIDI files for you to start your beats with. For example, that's drip season MIDI that is 165 beats per minute. So let's go up in tempo. Utilizes the 2-1 technique. Only difference is the chord structure is different, and this 2-1 is alternating between the 1, 5, and the 6, which is half step away. So same 2-1 method, just different notes. So if you like more of these secrets, definitely look into grabbing the MIDI kit and studying that for your own progression.